Are you looking for the best table saws of 2023? In this video we will look at some of the best table saws of 2023 on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. DEWALT DWE7491RS Jobsite Table Saw. We sent this model to our product tester, who put it to good use rebuilding a large wooden deck at his home. He had high praise for the saw's ability to quickly and easily slice through a variety of materials and boards, and he especially appreciated the tool's folding stand, which made it easy to move the saw wherever he needed it. The DWE7491RS table measures 26.25 by 22 inches, although its sturdy wheeled stand makes it fairly easy to push out of the way when not in use. Our tester commented, the built-in rack and pinion fence system, which acts as a guide for boards that runs parallel to the blade, adjusts by hand and is both easy to use and very accurate. I learned to trust the fence and its measurements, and it made my workflow faster knowing I didn't have to measure everything 4 times to double-check the DEWALT. With a 10-inch blade and 32.5-inch rip capacity, the rack and pinion fence rails extend smoothly and sturdily for oversized boards, and 15-amp motor capable of up to 4,800 RPM. The DWE7491RS is more than prepared to effectively deliver 3 1/8-inch deep cuts to thick slabs of wood. It can handle dado cuts up to 13/16 inch wide with the appropriate blade and throat plate. Our product tester's final verdict, the DEWALT DWE7491RS 10 Jobsite Table Saw is a straightforward saw that delivers quality and performance in a portable package. I found it much more convenient than other standless table saws. At number 2. Ryobi RTS12 Jobsite Table Saw. Not everyone needs a top-of-the-line table saw, but that doesn't mean you have to settle for a SOSO tool. If your needs are simple, and you just use the saw for occasional basic tasks, you'll find that the Ryobi RTS12 handles everything you ask of it, and for a very reasonable price. It includes a folding stand so you can easily store the saw when not in use. This 10-inch Jobsite table saw has a 15-amp motor that spins the blade at up to 5,000 RPM. You can rip boards up to 12 inches to the right and 8 inches to the left of the blade. Unlike many higher-priced table saws, there are no extending rails, although you could use a separate stand to support larger materials. Still, for the price, it's hard to beat the performance of this sturdy tool. The saw has a maximum cutting depth of 3 inches at a 90-degree angle. At number 3. Milwaukee Cordless M18 Fuel 1-Key Table Saw Kit. Most power saws are corded, and for good reason. These are powerful tools that require a lot of energy to keep them going. But with today's battery technology, more and more power tools are able to cut the tether and go cordless. One such tool is the Milwaukee M18 Fuel 1-Key Table Saw Kit, which has all the oomph of a corded table saw, but runs on an M18 battery. The battery is strong enough to rip up to 600 linear feet of board before requiring a recharge, so don't fear you'll have to interrupt your work sessions frequently. The saw's brushless motor reaches speeds of up to 6,300 RPM, and the 8 2/4-inch blade cuts up to 2.5 inches deep at a 90-degree angle, or 1.75 inches deep at a 45-degree angle. The table provides a rip capacity of 24.5 inches to the right and 12 inches to the left. The bevel setting allows you to tilt the table up to 47 degrees to the left. And with the tool's Smart Key app, you can track the tool's location remotely, disable it from a distance, and keep track of its performance. Note that this table saw does not include a stand, although Milwaukee does sell one separately. It does include the battery and charger. At number 4. RIDGID R4514 Pro Jobsite Table Saw. If you need a reliable and powerful table saw that's easy to right where you need it, take a look at the RIDGID R5414 10-inch Jobsite Table Saw. This 15-amp saw makes light of 4x4 boards, ripping through them with one pass. When closed, the table measures 22 inches by 30 inches. Pull out the fence rails, and you gain an extra 12 inches to the right for ripping large boards. It includes SawStop technology, which ramps the motor up gently when the power is switched on, helping to lower the noise and improve the accuracy of the tool. The 10-inch blade spins at a maximum of 5,000 RPM, with a maximum cutting depth of 3.5 inches at a 90-degree angle and 2.25 inches at a 45-degree angle. The saw comes with a very sturdy wheeled stand that folds up for storage once the job is done. At number 5. DEWALT DWE7485 Compact Table Saw. The DEWALT DWE7485 might be a little more compact than many other table saws, but it certainly doesn't lack for power or performance. The 15-amp motor spins the 8 to a quarter-inch blade at up to 5,800 RPM, and the table boasts 24.5 inches of rip capacity to the right of the blade with the rack and pinion fence rails extended, and 12 inches of rip capacity to the left of the blade, which is more than some overall larger saws. While sold as a benchtop model, the tool has handles for easy transport, and can be perched on an optional stand if desired. It's ruggedly designed for use at job sites, but equally at home in your garage or workshop. The maximum depth of cut at a 90-degree angle is 2 9/16 inch. Note that while the saw handily performs all of the basic table saw cuts, it does not accept a dado blade. At number 6. SKIL TS6307-00 10-inch Table Saw. If you take your DIY projects seriously, want a table saw that can handle just about anything you are likely to throw at it, but aren't looking for the most expensive model or the most bells and whistles, you'll find that the SKIL TS6307-00 table saw meets your needs and goes a step beyond. This DIY-friendly table job site saw has an integrated stand with foldable legs that makes it easy to store the tool when not in use. The saw has a 15-amp motor with top speed of 4,600 RPM that handles 4x4s with ease. The 10-inch blade makes quick work of cuts through woods both hard and soft, and the 25-inch by 24-inch table lets you rip cut boards up to 25.5 inches to the right of the blade and 14 inches to the blade's left. Rack and pinion fence rails glide out smoothly and easily for extended cuts. The bevel adjusts between -2 and 45 degrees, and with the appropriate dado blade and throat assembly, sold separately, you can do dado cuts as well. At number 7. Bachin Mini Table Saw. If you build models, crafts, small wooden items such as boxes or picture frames, or simply want to have a saw for occasional small jobs, the Bachin Mini Table Saw is at your service. This tiny saw measures a mere 9.45 by 7.87 by 5.12 inches and has a 4-inch blade that turns at adjustable speeds up to 7,000 RPM. There's also a port for attaching a drill chuck, so you can use the versatile tool not just for cutting, but also for drilling or polishing. The blade height can be easily adjusted for making very accurate rip or crosscuts on wood, plastic, or aluminum up to half an inch thick, but unfortunately, you cannot bevel or cut on an angle with this small saw. It's not at all noisy, so you can even use it indoors to work on a wide variety of projects and crafts. At number 8. SKIL SBT99-11 Heavy-Duty Worm Drive Table Saw. If you plan on using your table saw for major projects, such as construction, then you need a tool that can handle large materials without shirking. And for that, it's hard to go wrong with the SKIL SBT99-11 Heavy-Duty Worm Drive Table Saw. Worm drive saws have more power and torque, although the trade-off is that they are also heavier. However, thanks to the sturdy stand with 16-inch wheels, you can still easily transport this professional-level job site saw to your worksite. The 15-amp motor can spin the 10-inch blade at up to 5,000 RPM. It easily muscles through the hardest woods, tackling 4x boards without problems. The 34 by 24-inch table extends out to 52.6 inches with the rack and pinion fence system, and the saw can make rip cuts of 16.5 inches to the left and a whopping 30.5 inches to the right. The bevel adjusts between -1 and 47 degrees, and with the appropriate blade, you can make half an inch dado cuts. Most impressive of all, this saw has a maximum cutting depth of 3 5/8 inches, which is more than just about any other available saw. At number 9. SawStop CNS 175 SFA 30-10-inch Contractor Saw. Most DIYers and home handy people don't need the power, size, or expense of a large table saw, but if you do, the SawStop CNS 175 SFA 30 Contractor Table Saw is the tool of choice. This powerful table saw has a 1.75 horsepower motor that spins the 10-inch blade up to 3,000 RPM. The sturdy cast iron frame means you won't need to worry about vibrations interfering with the perfect cut. And this saw handles them all: crosscuts, rip cuts, bevel cuts, miter cuts, bevel cuts, and dado cuts with the appropriate blade. The SawStop table saw has a 20-inch wide by 27-inch deep table, but with the extensions, allows you to make rip cuts as wide as 30.5 inches to the right and 16.5 inches to the left. The blade tilts up to 45 degrees to the left for making bevel cuts, and can cut up to 2 to 1/4 inch deep at that angle. With the blade straight, you can make cuts up to 3 1/8 inches deep. There's a built-in, highly accurate miter gauge and 2 miter slots for holding boards steady. While any table saw is potentially dangerous, this one takes safety to new heights with a sensor that detects human skin, bringing the blade to a complete stop in less than 5 milliseconds should that occur. All in all, this is a tool for both professionals and serious hobbyists who want the utmost in saw performance. At number 10. KREG KMS 7102 Table Saw Precision Miter Gauge System. A miter gauge is a device that allows users to set up the angle of the material being cut with a table saw. And while most table saws come with built-in miter gauges, they aren't always the greatest quality, which is why the KREG KMS 7102 Table Saw Precision Miter Gauge System is invaluable. This is a great choice if you are looking to add or replace the miter gauge on your table saw. Pre-calibrated right out of the box, KREG's miter gauge has positive stops at 0, 10, 22.5, 30, and 45 degrees, so you can begin using your brand new miter gauge straight away. With a 25-inch fence made of durable aluminum to ensure long-lasting use, a micro-adjustment system that allows users to adjust their desired angle up to 1/10 of a degree, and a ton of extra features you'll be hard-pressed to find on even most built-in miter gauges, the KMS 7102 is a must-have for both professional and amateur woodworkers.